Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the top 10 best small forwards in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM right now, regardless of price, regardless of how you get them, regardless of whether or not you can still get them. These are the best. So before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it and let's start ranking. Starting off with the number 10 spot, I'm going with Invincible Chris Webber. I did decide this C-Web card edged out a couple of other Invincible and 100 overall small forwards. Being 6'10 with a 7'3 wingspan, that size adds a specific extra layer to him that I think helped make up for his biggest flaw, which to me is that jumper being just inconsistent. He's got Garland dribble style, Francis size up, Curry escape, D-Fox size up, Trey behind the back, Levine step back, Hallie hezzy. He's got perfect sigs, which is a big upgrade from his 100 overall card. That is by far the biggest upgrade though. He's got the exact same jumper. He's got Pro 2 fade. You already had Garland and Curry. Just the other sigs are nice. The improved stats and badges certainly doesn't hurt, especially the improved badges with everything on Hoff and some good legend badges. And honestly, the only real criticism of this card is that I think his jumper's inconsistent. That keeps him down a few spots lower on this list than he probably realistically could go otherwise. That being said, I still think he's one of the best options at the small forward position, and this position is absolutely loaded to the gills. You could absolutely make the argument for a lot of other guys on this list. In fact, Kemp at number 9, I think him and Webber, I might even switch him. I gotta look at it. They're the same height. Webber's wingspan's a little longer. Badge wise, pretty similar. Stat wise, obviously the exact same. JT Thorbase, Oscar Upper, Pro 2 fade, Garland, Francis, Curry, D-Fox, Trey, Levine, Anthony Edwards, hezzy, which is the same. Basically, I would say, honestly, very similar cards. Kemp's jumper is probably a little more consistent. Webber's jumper is probably a little faster. They're about the same size. I really think you could go either way with the two. I think I'll leave it as is right here. But these two guys are very, very similar level cards. And I honestly think they're both very solid cards. Like if you're running either of these guys at your small forward position, they can compete at a high level. Now, moving on to the number 8 spot, another card who's honestly on the exact same level as these other guys is Brian Scalabrini. Even though he's a GOAT card, he's an inch shorter than both of them. He's only 6'9" instead of 6'10". He's also got a shorter wingspan, but what he doesn't have in those stats, he obviously makes up for having every single badge on Legend. That helps because he's a little bit smaller, but he obviously has those better badges. Animation wise though, he's the exact same as Chris Webber is. Patty Mills, Oscar, Pro 2, perfect sigs. Same exact animations though as what you're gonna get from Chris Webber. So the question really becomes, do you value the legend badges? Do you value the inch of height? Honestly, if you said you value the inch of height, I wouldn't be mad at you. These three guys can go in any order. I'm just taking Scal because of the legend badges. I used them today in a gameplay. May have already dropped by the time y'all see this. If not, it'll drop later today. But either way, I thought he was pretty good, honestly. I was kind of impressed by how much I liked his jumper. Maybe I was wrong about the Patty Oscar thing. I don't know. It's such an inconsistent jumper for me. Sometimes I don't love it and sometimes I do. But today was the day I actually kind of enjoyed it. Either way, I think Scal's a good card too, and I think both those guys are very fair at the back half of the top 10. Number 7 is going to be Kevin McCale. Kevin McCale really is only above those three guys because he's bigger than them. I know he's listed at 6'10", so are C-Web and Kemp. His player build's bigger, especially with that 7'11" wingspan. He's just more switchable than those other three guys are, especially with that ridiculously long wingspan. And that's his biggest value. Not to mention D-Mitch base, Sexton upper, really good jumper. Pro 2 fade, Garland, Kimba, Trey, Levine, step back, Hallie, He's still great sigs. Giannis cross as well. Not quite as perfect. Doesn't have Francis size. It doesn't have D-Fox cross, I guess, if you're looking for a couple of very small nitpicks. But honestly, I like his size. I think his jumper is extremely consistent. I think he's a stud, and honestly, I think he deserves to be above all three of those guys. Feels completely and utterly reasonable to me to have McCale at the number 7 spot. Bob Pettit is going to be at number 6 for me. My favorite small forward, probably at 6'9" with a 7'1" wingspan, but has that perfect jumper. He was also the first card in the game to get the Patty Mills Sexton, which in my opinion is the best jumper in the game. Love Sexton upper with Pro 2 as well, makes it the best Pro 2 in the game. And then he's still got Garland, Francis, D-Fox, Trey, Hallie. Harden step back instead of Levine step back is really the only animation criticism of the card. The real reason that he is only number 6 in this list though at this point is that you just can't, at the end of the day, say that height doesn't matter a ton at this point in the year. Height still matters a ton. And so honestly, as good as Bob Pettit is, everybody on this list is higher than him because of their increased ability to be more defensively switchable and versatile and just more valuable, I think, on that end of the court at this point in the year than Pettit. Not to mention, they're all still awesome offensive cards. For example, at number 5, GOAT Paulo Bonero, who again, very good card, maybe not quite as good of a shot creator as Pettit is in terms of the jump shot, but he's got a Levine step back. Pettit doesn't. He's an inch taller than Pettit. He's got a little bit better wingspan than Pettit, I think. I don't actually remember. And then the badge wise, obviously every single legend badge doesn't hurt. His jumper's still really good. He's just a little bit more switchable and a little bit more high level defensively than what you're going to get out of Pettit. He's got that Levine step back instead of that Harden step back. And in all honesty, the additional size is his biggest plus, and that is why he comes in at number 5. Number 4, very similar, Chet Holmgren, who animation wise is actually one of the worst cards on this list if you're saying that these animations are bad, but like he doesn't have behind the back, he doesn't have deflux cross, he's got Kawhi cross, it's not that great. He doesn't have Francis sides, he's got Kemba escape instead of step, which isn't bad. He's still got Kemba escape, Garland double style, but his sigs are very underwhelming compared to pretty much everybody else on this list. But he's 7'1" with a 7'6" wingspan. He's the biggest small forward on the list. I can't put him lower than number 4. His jumper's super smooth. His size is extremely valuable. Not to mention, if you like to do step backs, he might have the best step back in the game too, which is also a little plus. It doesn't really matter that much. Not something that I personally talk about all that much. I don't really do step backs, but it's a nice little plus with Chet Holmgren as well. He's a very good card, and I can't put him lower than number 4 because of his size. Number 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo. GOAT Giannis is basically 1 inch taller than Paulo, but he's the same card, 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. He's just an inch taller Paulo. Same jumper, same sigs. Literally basically Paulo, but a little bit bigger. Honestly, the biggest reason that I have him above Paulo and above Chet, even though they're basically the same card, Giannis gets better defensive animations than Paulo does. He always has. He also just gets better dunk animations. Obviously, they have the same dunk animations, but Giannis just triggers animations better, it seems like. He always has. I don't know why. It's one of those things about Giannis every year. He triggers animations at a better level than almost anybody in terms of drawing fouls, getting favorable animations for finishes, making shots you wouldn't think he would make around the rim. And he just looks really big on the court too. He's very, very big for a 6'11". Player build's big. I think number 3 is fair. And again, keep in mind, this list is so nitpicky at this point in the year. These cards are all so close together. If you don't disagree with something, that's completely fine. Number 2, KG. Really the main reason I have him over Giannis, they're basically the same size. Giannis's player build might be a tiny bit bigger, but they're basically the same card. Sigs are the same. The thing about KG that I like over Giannis is that Sexton base. Step upper, Sexton base. Same exact jumper that Dr. J has, Penny Hardaway has, Adam Morrison has. Several of these newer GOAT cards have this jumper, but he's got perfect sigs. He's got Pro 2 with Sexton upper, which is the best Pro 2 in the game. My opinion, I like the jumper better than Giannis and Paulo's jumper. It's the biggest differentiator for me. That's why he's number 2. That being said, number 1 for me is basically Chet Holmgren with perfect sigs and every legend badge in Dirk Nowitzki. 7 foot with a 7'4" wingspan. He's the biggest power forward on this list besides Chet. He's just extremely versatile and obviously has every badge on legend, every stud 99 like all the other GOAT cards. Patty Mills based Dirk upper, which by the way, really good jumper. Dirk upper's a little on the slower end compared to a lot of the uppers 2K's been using at the elite level at this point in the year, but it's still very good. And that jumper's money. Pro 2 fade, perfect sigs, 7-footer. He's a 7-footer with perfect sigs and incredible switchability. In my opinion, he's the best. Now, the honest truth is the difference between number 1 on this list and number 5 on this list is not very big. The difference between number 6 and number 10 on this list might be a little bit bigger, but it's still not very big. The difference between number 1 and number 10 on this list is not that big. They both have perfect sigs. Like, that is the thing at this point in the year. Every card they're dropped pretty much is great. Use who you want. This is just my opinion on who the best are, but again, keep in mind, these guys are super close together. And if you don't agree with my opinion, that's totally fine. It's called My Team for a reason. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.